From Tempe Diablo Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, welcome to the 2024 Msbl 37th Annual World Series as the NSEW Connection, which means north, south, east, west, they take on the Austin Express out of Texas. Hi, everybody. I'm Erik Andersson along with Jeff Lowery. This is a 50 and over Cactus Division matchup, and temperatures in the mid-90s, sunny out here in the Phoenix suburb of Tempe. Both teams, again, 0-1, trying to get their first wins. The Connection lost yesterday to the Phoenix Padres, managed by Chuck Person. The Express, they are 0-1. Their loss yesterday came to the Colorado Thunder by a score of 12-2. So on the mound is right-hander Brian Penn. He comes in, the starting pitcher for the Connection. He's 50 years old, out of San Antonio, Texas, currently resides in Houston. Grew up playing baseball and was a founding player of Team Connection. Brian says his biggest contribution to the team is his calmness. So defensively behind Penn, who is on the mound for the Connection, left field to right, in the outfield Gass, Encinas, and Lausch. The infield third to first, Gonzalez, McCarthy, Person, the managers at second base, Lewis at first. Starshak is behind the plate, and Penn on the mound for the Connection. The batting order for the Express out of Austin, Texas, leading off in center field, Mike Shepard. Scott Hoffman, the catcher, hits second. Darren Shaw, the pitcher, hits number 3. DH Eric Carey hits cleanup. R.C. Brown at third base hitting 5. Chris Crombar, the DH, hitting 6. Then you've got guys shuffling in and out, batting 7th. Chris Stauffer, the DH, also in the 7th spot. Todd Wilson, the first baseman. Bert Von Romer in left field, hitting 8th, batting in the 9th spot. And I mentioned mixing them up down the bottom. The DH, Mark Kalaluka. Whitmire in right field. Jeff Dayton in left, wearing number 2. Kevin Craig, number 32. And Ruben Resendez at second base, hitting number 9. So leading off is Mike Shepard for the Express, the center fielder. Dimensions here at Tempe Diablo Stadium that opened in 1969 with the Seattle Pilots, renovated in 2002, the spring training home of the now Los Angeles Angels. 340 down the left field line, 330, or should say 360 down the right field line, 420 to straightaway center field. The Express looking a lot like the Atlanta Braves. Penn's first pitch, and we're underway. This swung on and grounded towards second. Person bobbles it for his second. Quick toss to first in the dirt, gets past Lewis. It'll be an error, and Shepard aboard at first base.
Looked like Chuck may have rushed that throw just a little bit. It was, you got a lot of speed at the top of this lineup.
So Shepard aboard at first base on the fielding/throwing error by Person. He's now at second base, went to second on that throwing error, so a pair of errors on the second baseman Person. Scott Hoffman with a possibility for an RBI digs in from the right side. He's the catcher. Nobody out, no score, top of the first inning, the first pitch. Slow one that gets away from the catcher Starshak, and hitting the third base without a throw is Shepard, and that'll be a wild pitch. So Shepard on at third base quickly here in the top of the first inning. Reached on that throwing and fielding error by Person at second base. Went to third in the wild pitch. Shepard at third, just 90 feet away. So not a cloud in the sky, no wind to speak of, and the temperatures in the mid-90s. Infield playing medium depth with nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Runner at third base, and the 1-0 pitch, changeup drops low. It's 2-0 on Hoffman.
One of the things I think you have to stay out of is a big inning, and certainly the Connection right here, their objective is to get one out. They will give up the run to get that out.
The 2-0 pitch is in for a strike. It is 2-1 on Hoffman. The NSEW Connection and the powder blue and the yellow. The 2-1 pitch in the dirt, dug out by Starshak, and it is 3-1 on Hoffman, the catcher, batting in the 2 spot with a runner at third base, Mike Shepard. Reached on the air on the second baseman Person. On the fielding error, went to second on the same throwing error that got past the first baseman Lewis into third in the wild pitch. The 3-1 offering, swung on and missed, high and tight, and it's 3-2. Ballpark opened in 1969. Shepard, the runner, off third with nobody out. The payoff pitch coming. Swung on, hit on the ground. 2 hops to his right as Person lost the handle on it again. It'll be the third error of the ball game. Scoring from third and an unearned run is Shepard. It is 1-0 in favor of the Express here in the top of the first inning with nobody out and a runner on at first base. So an unearned run comes across for the Express here in the top of the first. 1-0 Express with nobody out, a runner at first base. Here's the pitcher, Darren Shaw, with Hoffman at first. Held on by Lewis. Outfield playing pretty much straight away. Lausch in right field playing a little bit shallow. Hoffman edges off first with a short lead. The runner takes off. The first pitch low and outside. A ball, Starshak's throw to second. Not in time. It's a stolen base. So Hoffman at second with a stolen base, and he's in scoring position, trying to make it 2-0 Express here in the top of the first inning with nobody out. Penn, the right-hander from the stretch, a check at second. The 1-0 pitch, fastball missed high. It's 2-0 on the number 3 hitter pitcher, Darren Shaw, for the Austin Express. This ballpark renovated in 2002. Capacity in spring training, 9,500. The 2-0 pitch, changeup drop low and outside, and it's 3-0 on Shaw. So top of the first inning, the Express hosting the Connection. The Express out of Austin, Texas, leading 1-0 on an unearned run. First base is open. Hoffman at second. Nobody out. The 3-0 pitch. That's a fastball, a low strike. It's 3-1 on Shaw. Temperatures in the mid-90s. 3-1 on Shaw with Hoffman at second. The pitch. Fastball low and outside, ball 4. First base was open, so runners at first and second. Nobody out. A run in here, an unearned run for the Express in the top of the first inning. Nobody out. It brings up the cleanup hitter, DH Erik Carey. So Carey will dig in from the right side with no hits yet in this first inning. 3 errors, all in the second baseman, Person. Shaw at first, Hoffman at second, nobody out. The first pitch. Carey takes a fastball down and in. It's 1-0. Carey to be followed by the third baseman, R.C. Brown, for the Express. Both teams 0-1 early in this tournament. Penn's 1-0 pitch, a breaking ball that got away. It's 2-0. The NSEW Connection, ball players from all over the country, stands for North, South, East, and West. Runners at first and second with nobody out. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball way low and outside, and it's 3-0 on DH Erik Carey, the cleanup hitter. The team that started it all here in spring training in '69, the Seattle Pilots, that moved to Milwaukee in 1970. The 3-0 pitch, that one nearly hit the batter, Carey, and that'll be ball 4. They're loaded up for R.C. Brown with nobody out for the Express, leading 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. So consecutive walks by Brian Penn after 3 errors by the second baseman, Person. Hoffman goes to third, Shaw to second, Carey at first. 1-0 Express here in the top of the first. Nobody out and the bases loaded in a conference at the mound. R.C. Brown, the third baseman, comes up hitting in the 5 spot with the bases loaded and nobody out. Top of the first inning, Austin Express leading 1-0. So NSEW in trouble here in the top of the first. No place to put R.C. Brown. And heading over to first base, Kolaluka will be the courtesy runner for Carey at first base. They're loaded up with nobody out here in the top of the first for the Express. The first pitch. Swung and hit on the ground in the hole, backhanded and through the glove of McCarthy into left field. One run will score. The throw comes in from the left fielder, Gass. It's now 3-0 in favor of Austin here in the top of the first inning. 3 unearned runs. Hoffman comes across from third. Shaw from second. And Brown on at first base with a fielding error by the shortstop McCarthy. That's 4 errors in the inning for NSEW. Kolaluka held up at second. Brown on at first base, no RBI. 3 unearned runs here in the top of the first inning for the Express, and runners at first and second. And nobody out for the DH, Chris Crombar, hitting in the 6th spot. Penn from the stretch, the pitch. Fastball a little bit high. It's 1-0. So 3 unearned runs here for the Express in the top of the first. Nobody out, runners at first and second. Penn's 1-0 delivery. That fastball in tight, and it's a ball 2-0. Of course, the Brewers did train here in the early 70s before going out to Sun City. The 2-0 pitch, low and outside, backhanded by Starshak. It is 3-0. 2 walks already for Penn, and if he walks Crombar, they'll be loaded up for Chris Stauffer, another DH. The Angels have changed their name several times, meaning the currently Los Angeles Angels. Penn's 3-0 pitch, fastball high and outside, and they're loaded up for Stauffer. 3rd walk of the inning for Brian Penn. Kolaluka, who is running for Carey, who walked, is at third base. Brown, who reached on the air on the shortstop, McCarthy at second, and Crombar at first with a walk. 3 unearned runs here in the top of the first inning for the Express. They lead at 3-0. Nobody out, and the bases loaded for Stauffer, the DH. Penn's first pitch. Dropped a little, caught the outside corner for a strike. It is 0-1 on Stauffer. Kolaluka at third, running for Carey. Brown at second, Crombar at first. Penn's 0-1 offering. Swung on hit on the ground towards first, bobbled for a second, and looking to come home at first was Lewis, and he finally adjusted and went over and quickly went to first and just barely got Stauffer 3 unassisted at first base. It's an RBI for Stauffer. Scoring from third base, Kolaluka. It is 4-0 in favor of the Express here in the top of the first inning. 1 down, Brown to third, Crombar to second, and first base is open. So all these runs unearned. Not a single hit in the inning. Here's Todd Wilson, the first baseman. Brown at third, Crombar at second with 1 down. The infield playing in for a play at the plate. The first pitch swung on, popped up foul, back out of play, and it's 0-1 on Todd Wilson. Austin Express batting in the top of the first, leading 4-0, 4 unearned runs, 1 out. This one swung on, slam foul down the left field line. It's 0-2 on Todd Wilson. Brown at third. He reached on a fielding error on the shortstop, McCarthy. Crombar at second. He walked. First base is open. 1 out, the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball downstairs, and it's 1-2 on left-handed hitting first baseman Todd Wilson. 4 unearned runs here in the top of the first inning. 4 errors committed by the Express and 3 walks by pitcher Brian Penn. A base hit could make it 6-0 Express. The 1-2 pitch. Swung and hit on the ground in the hole left side. It's in for a base hit. 1 run will score. They'll hold Krombar at third base. Wilson picks up an RBI. It's 5-0 Express here in the top of the first with just 1 out. So Wilson going the opposite way, singling through the hole on the left side. Brown scored from third, another unearned run. Krombar held at third. Wilson on at first, but we will have a courtesy runner. So a courtesy runner at first base, runners at first and third. It'll be Bert Von Romer, the left fielder, digging in from the right side. Runners at first and third. The courtesy runner at first is Chris Stauffer. A big lead. He bluffed a move towards second and stayed as the pitch low and outside to Von Romer. So Stauffer running at first base. Runner at third with 1 down, runners at first and third. The 1-0 pitch, grounded foul back to the backstop. It's 1-1 on Von Romer. Five unearned runs here in the top of the first inning for the Express. They lead at 5-0 over the NSEW Connection. 1 down, runners at first and third. The 1-0 pitch coming. The runner at first takes off. It's a breaking ball high, a ball, and it's throw by Starshock to second, cut off by Penn. And stealing second without a throw is Stauffer. The count 1-2 on Bert Von Romer, the left fielder, but runners at second and third with 1 down. 5-0 Express here in the top of the first. The 1-2 pitch, change up, he laid off low and outside. It's 2-2. Middle of October, temperature still right around 95. That's par for the course, and very dry out as usual out here in the Valley of the Sun. Possibly a little bit of rain on Friday. Not a big chance, but out here, happy to see any type of rain. 1 out, runners at second and third for the Express. The 2-2 pitch grounded in the hole. It's in there for a base hit. 1 run will score. Rounding third, coming on and sliding head first and scoring ahead of the throw by the third baseman Gonzalez is Stauffer. It is now 7-0 Express here in the top of the first inning. Von Romer picking up 2 RBIs on that ground single through the left side of the infield. Krombar scored from third. Stauffer running for Wilson scored from second. And all the runs still unearned. 2 base hits for the Express. And 7-0 Austin Express here in the top of the first, still just 1 down. Von Romer at first. Here's the DH, Mark Kalaluka. That fastball high and tight. It's 1-0 on Kalaluka. Von Romer, the runner at first, held on by Lewis. 7 unearned runs here in the top of the first inning. 3 walks and 4 errors for the Connection. Penn's 1-0 pitch down the middle and called a strike. It's 1-1. You can see behind right field, I-10, Interstate 10 running. If you go all the way out west, it goes to Los Angeles. Those people are headed down to Tucson. Runner at first, 1 down, the 1-1 pitch. Swung on line at second. It's dropped by Person. He goes to second for 1. McCarthy's relay to first in time for a 4-6-3 double play. Kalaluka hit it on the screws, and a good job by Person to start the 4-6-3 double play. But in the top of the first inning, the Express pick up 7 unearned runs on 2 hits, 4 errors, leaving none. We head to the bottom half of inning number 1, the Express 7, and the Connection coming to bat. Seven to nothing Express. Connection comes to bat in the bottom of the first inning. The first pitch from Jeff Whitmire is high and outside, and it's 1-0 to Pino Servando. He was scheduled to start in right field, but there's a lot of just extra players, so he's just hitting. So the next pitch is a ball. It is 1-1 on Servando. Set the defense, the batting lineup here in a second. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball low and outside from Jeff Whitmire to Servando. Jeff Whitmire, the pitcher on the mound. Originally, it was Shaw that was scheduled to start. Shaw is starting in left field. The 2-1 pitch to Servando, swung on and chopped to first. Backing up is Wilson. Take it himself, and Servando retired 3 unassisted. 7 unearned runs for the Express in the top of the first inning. They benefited from 3 walks and 4 errors. Defensively for the Express behind Whitmire, left field Shaw, Shepard in center, Von Romer in right. The infield third to first, Brown, Dayton, Resendez, and Wilson on at first, is the first baseman. Hoffman the catcher, and Whitmire on the mound, the right-hander against Vince Cavalli. And the first pitch swung and fouled straight back. Cavalli hurt his shoulder, a week or 2 ago, so he's not going to be playing in the field. Went to ASU. He was on that Rose Bowl team in 1987. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball that got away. The batting order for NSEW Connection, it's 50 and over. They're 0-1. That stands for North, South, East, and West. People from all over the country. Servando grounded to first. There's one down, and Cavalli An extra batter, the 1-1 pitch, fastball high and tight, and it's 2-1. Cavalli to be followed by the number 3 hitter, Joe McCarthy, the shortstop. Extra player / pitcher, the 2-1 pitch, high and tight, 3-1. Adam Mall, the another DH / pitcher, hitting cleanup. Whitmire working quickly, the 3-1 pitch, swung on and fisted straight back. It's 3-2. Batting 5, the first baseman Kevin Lewis for the Connection. Jose Gonzalez at third base hitting 6. Kirk Bridges in right field / an extra player hitting 7th. David Encinas in center field hitting 8th. A.J. Hampton also down the batting order. The payoff pitch coming to Cavalli. Swung on a miss, tied him up, and he's down on strikes. There's 2 down. Mike Starshak, the catcher, hits towards the end of the order. Joe Short, James Gass in left field. Greg Goodman and Ruben Gomez. So Whitmire puts down the Connection. The first 2 batters here in the bottom of the first inning. Express leading 7-0, bottom of the first. Base is empty, 2 down. Here's the shortstop, Joe McCarthy. Whitmire's first pitch. Good breaking ball, missed high and tight, and it's 1-0. The Express in the top of the first got 7 unearned runs, 4 errors on the Connection, but also 3 walks. 2 down, bases empty. 1-1 on McCarthy, the shortstop, hitting in the 3 spot. Whitmire's next pitch, changeup missed high and tight, and it's 2-1. They shade McCarthy around to the left in center field. Shepard playing a little bit shallow, a big gap in right center field, the 2-1 pitch. Swung on a miss, some high heat, and it's 2-2 on McCarthy. 15 over Cactus Division here. 2 down, bases empty, and the count 2-2 on McCarthy. Whitmire's next pitch, a little looper towards second and grabbed by Resendez, and a 1-2-3 inning for Whitmire, and the Connection go down in order. Soft liner to second, 1-2-3 inning at the end of 1 complete. It is 7-0 Express over the Connection. Top of the second inning, Express leading by a score of 7-0. It'll be the pitcher, Jeff Whitmire, leading off here in the Top of the second. 10 men came to the plate in the top of the seventh for the Express. Brian Penn on the mound for NSEW Connection. First pitch to Whitmire. That in the dirt, dug out by Star Shack. It's 1-0 on Whitmire, to be followed by Dayton and Craig. Penn's 1-0 pitch swung on and popped up foul straight back. And it's 1-1 on Whitmire. Both teams trying to pick up their first win here in the tournament. They're both 0-1. One and one on Whitmire. Penn's next pitch low and outside, backhanded by Star Shack, and it's 2-1 on Whitmire. Whitmire was scheduled to start in right field, but late addition to the pitching mound where he shut down the Connection 1-2-3. 2-1 pitch in the dirt, it's 3-1. So Whitmire pitched a 1-2-3 inning in that bottom of the first inning against the Connection. Count 3-1 on the Express pitcher. Nobody out, nobody on the 3-1 pitch. That down the middle for a strike at the belt. It's 3-2. Full count on Whitmire. That pitch fouled off again, back to the backstop, and count remains at 3-2. 7 unearned runs for the Express in the top of the first. The outfield playing shallow on the right side of the outfield. And Cenas, the center fielder, shading him around to the left and a little bit shallow. In the right field, Lausch playing very shallow and straight away. Big gap in right center field for Whitmire. The 3-2 pitch. That one swung on and bounced to third. Gonzalez up with it. Long toss to Lewis at first, and Whitmire retired 6-3. 3 consecutive outs for Penn. 1 down, bases empty. Mike Shepard will come to bat again. He reached on a fielding error by the second baseman Person and scored back in the first inning. He's the leadoff hitter and center fielder in the Express batting order. 1 down, bases empty. Express leading 7-0. Penn's first pitch, that one got away high and outside, and it's 1-0. Penn's 1-0 offering. Fastball tails in for a strike at the belt, and it's 1-1. Top of the second inning, Express with a 7-0 lead. Batting here with 1 out and the bases empty. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. Fastball 1-2 on Shepard. Shepard to be followed by the catcher, Scott Hoffman. Now they shade him around a little bit to the right in the outfield. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball high and outside. It's 2-2. So an alley out in left center field. Playing very shallow in center field is Encinas. Lausch in right. Some activity in the bullpen down the right side for the NSEW Connection left-hander. 2-2 pitch fouled straight back. One out, bases empty, 2-2 the count on Shepard. Penn's next pitch nearly hit him in the dirt, dug out by Starshack. It's 3-2. It was David Encinas, the left-hander, warming up down the right side for the connection, and no longer down there. Swing and a miss on the 3-2 pitch. 4 in a row set down by Penn, and Shepard is down swinging. There's 2 down, bases empty for Scott Hoffman, the catcher, who reached on an error and scored back in the first inning. So we may see a new pitcher the next inning, Encinas, who's had been in center field. Take a look and see who's out in center right now. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the second inning. Express leading 7-0. Change up in for a strike to Hoffman. The 0-1 offering, swung on it, fouled straight back right over our heads. Gass is now playing in center field, and Encinas had been warming up down the right side. And a new left fielder. The 0-2 pitch, low and outside. It's 1-2. So a lot of defensive substitutions off and on in the ball game. Penn has set down 4 in a row. 2 out, bases empty. The 1-2 pitch to Hoffman, swung on, lined into left field. A Texas League single to left. That's a third base hit against Penn, and Hoffman aboard with a single to left. Darren Shaw, the pitcher, comes up. In fact, Shaw moved from pitcher to left field. He had been scheduled to pitch, but started in left field. Hoffman, the runner at first base, with 2 down, top of the second inning. Express trying to add to a 7-0 lead. Hoffman held on by Lewis at first base, and an easy toss over there by the pitcher Penn. Express got 7 in the top of the first inning. We're in the top of the second. 2 outs. Hoffman at first, short lead. Penn's first pitch to Shaw. The runner takes off. The pitch, a ball high and outside. Starshack's throw to second base, not in time. Person, the second baseman, covering, and Hoffman steals second, his second stolen base of the ball game. So 1-0 on Shaw, the number 3 hitter for the Express, with Hoffman, the runner, at second with 2 down. Penn's 1-0 delivery, swung on a high chopper to third. Looked the runner back, didn't need to necessarily do that. The throw to first by Gonzalez is dropped on the other end. And a big turn by the hitter, and he's back, but the runner coming in from third will score. So Hoffman going from second to third and then scoring after the ball dropped at first base by Lewis. Shaw, the runner, took a big turn. They tried to get him back at first base, but wisely Hoffman then came in and scored from third base. It is now 8-0 Express here in the top of the second inning. So some heads-up base running by Hoffman. He scored all the way from second base. And Shaw aboard at first. Here's Erik, the DH, who walked and scored in the first. 2 down runner at first, and an easy toss to first by Penn. Carey, the cleanup hitter in the DH. They play him straight away in the outfield. 2 down, runner at first. The runner takes off, and this hit off the fist near the second base bag, and it's bobbled by the person, the second baseman coming over. I'll have to check and take a look. There's been a lot of substitutions already in the field. The net result, Carey on at first base. Shaw to second. 2 down. So a lot of substitutions already. Servando is at second base. So a lot of substitutions early on. Quick trip to the mound. It is 8-0 Express here in the top of the second. A run in. Shaw at second. Carey at first. 2 down. Here's R.C. Brown, who scored after reaching on an error in the first inning. Brian Penn from the stretch. 2 down, runners at first and second. The pitch. Fastball gets away from the catcher, Starcheck, back to the backstop, and runners advance from first and second to second and third. So Shaw at third, Carey at second. Remember, a lot of defensive changes. Surprisingly, early on, there's been several. Courtesy runners here and there. A base hit here by Brown could make it a 10-0 Express lead here in the top of the second. 2 down, runners at second and third. Count 1-0 on Brown, the number 5 hitter and third baseman for the Express. A breaking ball missed down and in. It's 2-0, or should say 1-1, a late strike. Big gap in right center field for Brown is Gass in center field playing shallow and around to the left. Lausch in right. That is a changeup downstairs. Trying to see who the substitute in left field is. A little bit difficult to pick up the number, but try to take a look. This one swung on and popped up on the infield. McCarthy, the shortstop, under it, makes a circus catch. And that ends the inning. So Brown skies to the shortstop, McCarthy. That ends the inning. But a run comes in for the Express in the top of the second. A run on 1 hit. There were 2 errors, 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the second inning here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. The Express leading the connection by a score of 8-0. Bottom of the second inning, Express leading 8-0. The connection come to bat in the first pitch. Changeup missed high and outside from Jeff Whitmire to the number 4 hitter, extra player / pitcher, Adam Mall. 1-0 pitch fouled back, and it's 1-1. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Mall, Lewis, and Gonzalez, here in the bottom of the second for the Connection. Connection went down 1-2-3 against Whitmire in that top of the, or should say bottom of the first inning. Big gap in left center field for Mall. If he can, they're playing him to pull. So Whitmire on the mound. Nobody out, nobody on. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball high. It's 1-1. Mall, originally from Brooklyn, New York, and currently resides in Scottsdale. Celebrated his 30th wedding anniversary to wife Felicia in April, and this one is popped foul, third base side, and it's 2-2. The Express got 7 in the first, 1 in the second, and the Connection trying to get their first man aboard here in the bottom of the second inning. Both teams are 0-1, trying to get their first win here in the 2024 MSBL World Series. Whitmire's 2-2 offering to Mall. A changeup missed high and outside, and it's 3-2. The payoff pitch. Checked his swing and fouled it at home plate, and the count remains at 3-2 on Mall, the cleanup hitter for the Connection. Big alley in left center field. The payoff pitch. Swung on it, grounded towards second. Backhanded by Resendez. The throw to first is in the dirt. It's off the mark. Dug out by Wilson, but the runner at first is going to be safe. So Mall aboard at first base, and we'll have a courtesy runner. McCarthy will be the courtesy runner at first for Mall. Kevin Lewis, the first baseman, comes up. Again, there's been a lot of substitutions even this early in the ball game. So if misspeak as far as who may make a play here and there, trying to do the best we can, but there's obviously the pitching substitution's pretty easy, but threw in a lot of courtesy runners as McCarthy running at first for Mall. But some substitutions defensively. Nobody out, runner at first. The pitch, fastball high and tight to Lewis, the first baseman. McCarthy running at first for Mall. Reached on the throwing error by the second baseman. 8-0 Express. Connection batting in the bottom of the second. 1-0 pitch. Fastball low and inside. It's 2-0. So Lewis, the first baseman. Well, the runner at first, the 2-0 pitch, that got away. It looked like a breaking ball and went over his head. And it's 3-0. Lewis from Detroit, Michigan, 57 years old, has been playing in the Detroit MSBL League for 15 years. Member of the Connection since 2019. Runner at first, the 3-0 pitch is in for a strike. It's 3-1 on Lewis. McCarthy running at first base for Mall, who reached on an error. 3-1 pitch, tied him up, swung and missed. It's 3-2 on Lewis, sitting in the 5 spot for the Connection. 8-0 Express. Connection will have to come from behind here in the bottom of the second with nobody out. Runner at first. Payoff pitch, swung and missed, and he's down on strikes. The second strikeout for Whitmire. One down will bring up Jose Gonzalez, the third baseman. McCarthy remains at first. Running for Mall. From the stretch, Whitmire's pitch to Gonzalez. Fastball in for a strike. It's 0-1. Gonzalez, 55 years old, from Oakland, California. Runner at first. The 0-1 pitch, changeup missed high and tight, and it's 1-1. Jose's in his third season with the Connection. He plays a lot of baseball back home in the Bay Area, playing for the MSBL, 15 over Rangers, 35 and over Brewers, and the Baka Ba Giants. The runner goes. The throw to second base is in time. Hoffman with a nice throw to Resendez, and there's 2 down as McCarthy thrown out at second base. 2 down. The pitch was a ball. It is 2-1 on Gonzalez, but now base is empty and 2 down. The BAKBA Giants, Bay Area Korean Baseball Association. Jose says baseball's in his blood. 2 outs, base is empty, the 2-1 pitch. That's in for a strike, a breaking ball, and it's 2-2. Canseco and Barry Bonds were his favorite athletes. Whitmire's 2-2 pitch to Gonzalez swung on, hammer to left field, and that'll fall in for a base hit. Shaw takes it on one hop, and that is the first base hit against Whitmire, a line single to left by Jose Gonzalez. He's aboard at first for Kirk Bridges with 2 down. It is 8-0 Express here in the bottom of the second with the Connection batting. Kirk Bridges, 52 years old, out of Surprise, Arizona, way out on the west side. Gonzalez off at first, held on by Wilson, a pitch. Fastball down the middle, it's 0-1 for a strike. He's been a Connection member for 3 years. Kirk plays a solid third base, has a good stick. He's often slotted as the cleanup hitter. The 0-1 pitch, he laid off a breaking ball and took a strike, and it's 0-2. Bo Jackson is his favorite athlete. Complete dominance in 2 sports. Was a humble guy, not a show-off like he mentioned. The 2-strike pitch, high and tight, 1-2 on Bridges. 2 down, Gonzalez, runner at first, held on by Wilson. Bottom of the second inning, Express leading 8-0. Connection at bat. The 1-2 pitch swung on line down the right field line. It's in for a base hit. Gonzalez rounding second, on his way to third. The ball bobbled in right field by Von Romer. The throw coming in. And that's the second base hit against Whitmire. And with 2 outs, the Connection business with runners at second and third. So Bridges going the opposite way, and the Connection runners at second and third with 2 down in the bottom of the second, trailing 8-0. Here's David Encinas, who started in center field, had been warming up a little bit down the right field line as a pitcher. Encinas hitting in the 8th spot for the Connection. And a couple of important base runners on base for the Connection as they trail it 8-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. 2 down, but Gonzalez at third, Bridges at second. So after a little conference on the mound, first pitch to Encinas, takes it off the outside edge, and a fastball. It's 1-0. Infield playing a little bit in, particularly at third with Brown. There are 2 outs. Runners at second and third. The 1-0 pitch swung on and popped up down the left field line. This is going to be just foul. Shaw giving chase in left field, but it was just foul down the left field line. So Encinas just missing extra bases. One and one on Encinas with 2 down, runners at second and third for the Connection. They trail it 8-0, bottom of the second. The 1-1 pitch, breaking ball down and in, and it's 2-1. No place to put Encinas. Or I should say, first base is open. There is a place to put him. The 2-1 pitch, Encinas swings and hits it on the ground to third, fielded by Brown. Goes to first, and that ends the inning. So Encinas on a jam job to third, and that ends the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 men left. We head to the top of the third inning. Express continues to lead the Connection 8-0. The Express leading 8-0. They'll face a brand new pitcher for the Connection. Left-hander David Encinas, who started in center field. He'd been warming up down the right side an inning ago. Will take over for right-hander Brian Penn, who went 2 innings, allowed 8 runs, all unearned. And Encinas, the left-hander, will face the number 6 hitter DH Chris Crombar. The lefty's first pitch, down and in on a fastball, and it's 1-0 on Crombar, walked and scored back in that 7-run first inning. Home plate umpire looking at something out in the outfield towards right field. The bullpen door. Oh, yeah, there's a door out right center field. It's open. Brian Penn talking with the out at the mound. The 0-1 pitch popped up first base side, and it is foul. So 1-2 on Chris Crombar. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters: Crombar, Stauffer, and Von Romer. Probably a few substitutions in there. The 1-2 pitch. Change up downstairs. It's 2-2. Top of the third inning, 8-0. Austin Express out of Austin, Texas. 7 in the first, 1 in the second inning. David Nsew in his first inning of work for the Connection. The left-hander's 2-2 pitch, high and tight. It's 3-2. Big alley in right center field. The 3-2 pitch. Change-up curve in for a strike on the outside corner. It froze Crombar, and first batter that Nsew faces is a strikeout looking. 1 down, bases empty. Here's Chris Stauffer, who bounced out to first back in the first inning. 1 out, bases empty. The pitch. That one off the fist near the second base bag. It bounces. It'll be an infield single. So McCarthy, the shortstop, was over there, but it was off the fist from Stauffer and unable to make a play. It'll be an infield single. Todd Wilson, the first baseman who singled, scored, knocked in a run back in the first, will come up with Stauffer, the runner at first base, held on by Lewis. 4th hit of the ball game for the Express. Pitch to Wilson, a changeup that missed high. It's 1-0. Stauffer, the runner at first, with a decent lead with 1 out. The runner goes. The pitch is low, a ball. Starshak stood to second base, not in time. Stauffer with a stolen base of second. That the 3rd stolen base of the ball game for the Express. So a runner in scoring position, Stauffer at second with 1 out, and the count 2-0 on Todd Wilson, the first baseman. The 2-0 pitch got away, a changeup low and outside, 3-0 to Wilson. Playing very shallow in the outfield, the 3-0 pitch. On the green light, he swung and just got a piece of it for a foul ball, 3-1. So Gass in center field playing very shallow and around to the left, and Lausch in right, very shallow. So there's been a lot of early substitutions, so if get a name wrong defensively, excuse me with that in for a strike. The runner takes off. The throw to third base by Starshak is in time. In fact, it is ball 4, but the runner called out at third, I believe. Let's make sure. Stauffer is still down at third base, but he certainly was out. A little bit of confusion here around home plate. It appeared to be ball 4. It will be ball 4, and Wilson will be aboard at first. And the runner Stauffer remains at third, but conferenced with the infield umpires. He appeared to be out at third base, but he did take off running. An attempt to steal third base. He didn't have to go. His first base was open. So the confusion catcher's interference. I think that's probably what it was, possibly. So Wilson is out. Well, Wilson is back in the batter's box. So Wilson back in the batter's box, a stolen base at third, the 3-1 pitch. Breaking ball popped up foul, first base side, it's 3-2. So I believe probably catcher's is what you're thinking, catcher's interference. Well, maybe it was just a ball.
They thought it was a 3-1 count. It was 2-1.
It's 3-2 now on Wilson, who remains in the batter's box. Stauffer at third, the payoff pitch. Popped up foul, first base side. There's one down, that's out of play. Top of the third inning, Express batting leading 8-0 with one down. Stauffer at third base. He stole second and appeared went to third on catcher's interference, as there was a throw down there and he appeared to be out, but they didn't call him out. And Cena's payoff pitch, that one hammered towards short. McCarthy to his left makes the grab, throw to third, not in time. So Wilson hit it on the screws, but lines to short. There's two down. Stauffer stays at third. Two down, and Bert von Romer, the scheduled batter, comes up. Von Romer, a single and a pair of RBIs back in that 7-run first inning. He's got an RBI potential at third, the first pitch. Change up off the outside edge. It's 0-1, or 1-0, I should say. Two down, a runner at third base in the form of Chris Stauffer. The 1-0 pitch swung and hit high in the air towards left field. Bridges, shading his eyes, has trouble. It falls in for a base hit. A run scores. And now heading for second base and making it on the throw coming in is von Romer, and he is 2 for 2. Stauffer scores from third on that ball that fell in left field. The sun out here in Arizona even gives the major leaguers a lot of trouble in spring training. So this is a very difficult sky to navigate, and Bridges had trouble in left with that one as it fell in for a base hit. Von Romer 2 for 2, and it is now a score of 10-0 Express. Runner at second, two down. Mark Luca, the batter now. Should say just one run in here. It's 9-0 in favor of the Express. Taking a look at the pitcher's mound out there. So a pair of base hits here in the top of the third inning off Encinas, who's working his first full inning of work. The potential 10th run in the ball game at second base would tune on the form of Bert von Romer, and that pitch is low to Luca. He bounced into a 4-6-3 double play back in the first inning. The 2-0 pitch, a strike on the outside corner. 2-1 on Luca. Von Romer at second with two down. A run in here in the top of the third inning. The Express leading 9-0. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball high and tight, 3-1. Again, a big, huge gap in straightaway center field and right center. This popped up on the infield third base side. Gonzalez shades his eyes and makes the catch. Luca pops to third. That ends the inning, but a run in for the Express here in the top of the third on two base hits, no errors. They strand one. Head to the bottom of the third inning. The Express out of Austin, Texas, leading the Connection 9-0. Bottom of the third inning, Express leading 9-0. The Connection come to bat in the bottom of the third. Here's the first pitch. Changeup missed low and outside to A.J. Hampton, hitting in the 9 spot. Of course, there's not an official 9 spot. It's with extra batters, whatnot. Whitmire starting his third inning of work, and a breaking ball missed high and tight. And it's 2-0 on Hampton. Scheduled Hampton, Starshack, and Short. Scheduled here in the bottom of the third for the Connection. Whitmire's 2-0 pitch. Changeup in for a strike. It's 2-1. 9-0 Express. Connection batting in the bottom of the third. Nobody out, nobody on. Whitmire's 2-1 pitch. Swung on and sliced into left field for a base hit. Hampton leads it off with a single, the third hit against Whitmire. A leadoff single to left in the third. So Mike Starshack, the catcher, comes up with Hampton, the runner at first base, held on by Carey, who has taken over at first. And the first pitch high and away to Starshack, the catcher. Connection needs to pick away at this 9-0 lead. Fastball high and tight, backed him away, and Starshack head on the count with Whitmire 2-0 with nobody out, and Hampton the runner at first. Whitmire a quick worker on the mound. The 2-0 offering, a changeup missed high and tight. It's 3-0. Starshack, a native of Evergreen Park, Illinois, a south suburb of Chicago. Runner at first, nobody out, the 3-0 pitch, and that sails over his head for ball 4. First 2 batters aboard here in the bottom of the third for the Connection. They trail it 9-0, but this is a start. Nobody out for Joe Short, wearing 0-4. So a start here for NSEW Connection. Runners at first and second with nobody out. Bottom of the third, they trail it 9-0. Hampton at second, Starshack at first. Fastball low and outside, and it's 1-0. Whitmire has only allowed 2 hits, or I should say 3. Whitmire's 1-0 pitch. Tried to check his swing, one round too far. It's 1-1 on Short. James Gass on deck for the Connection. The 1-1 pitch swung on a loop towards second. Backing up and making the catch is Craig, who took over defensively, and there's one down. So Short loops to second to Craig. One out for James Gass, who started in left field. He's from Los Angeles, California. He's not playing baseball. He plays guitar in a Bon Jovi tribute band. 51 years old. 3rd year on the team. Pursued for his speed by head coach Chuck Person. Runners at first and second, one down the pitch, showing bunt. It's bunt at first base side of Beauty. Picked up by Whitmire, the pitcher, throws it to first in the dirt. Be a throwing error, and they're loaded up. And the bases are loaded up for Pino Servando. So that's a start for the Connection. They trail it 9-0 here in the bottom of the third, but the bases are loaded and one down for leadoff hitter Pino Servando, who bounced to first back in the first inning. Whitmire's pitch swung and missed, some high heat, and it's 1-0. Hampton at third, Starshack at second. Gass at first, reaching on the air. Loaded up, this swung and fouled at home plate, just getting a piece of it. It's 0-2 on Servando. Whitmire could use a strikeout right here. He has 2 this afternoon. Servando out of Pitaquito, Sonora, Mexico. The 0-2 pitch popped up foul, third base side, and it remains 0-2. Jose is, or I should say, Servando first season, first game, new addition to the team. Lives in Hermosillo, Sonora, Mexico. They're loaded up with 1 down. The leadoff hitter, Pino Servando. In the hole, 0-2 to right-hander Jeff Whitmire. 9-0 Express Connection trying to snap that shutout here in the bottom of the third with the bases loaded and 1 out. The 0-2 pitch, grounded foul, first base side. Temperatures in the mid-90s. Slight breeze, not enough to affect the baseball. Whitmire could use a strikeout here for the Express with the bases loaded. And just 1 down. Hampton at third, he singled. Starshek at second, he walked. Gass at first, reached on the throwing error on the pitcher, Whitmire. 1 down, the 0-2 pitch. That one swung on line, and it hit the umpire on the infield. And just in time, Resendez goes to second to Craig. A run scores, but they get the runner at second base. The shutout is finished. Hampton scoring from third. I guess that would not, it really didn't interfere with the play as the ball, went off the pant leg of the umpire on the infield. Hampton scored from third. Starshek to third base. Gass eliminated at second. Servando picking up an RBI with a fielder's choice. There's 2 down. It is now 9-1 Express. A run in the bottom of the third for the Connection. 2 outs for Cavale. Fastball in for a strike, 0-1. Cavale struck out back in the first. He's only hitting, not playing in the field due to a shoulder injury. Runners at first and third, 2 down, the 0-1 pitch. That inside, it hit him on a breaking ball. Servando to second. Starshak remains at third base. They're loaded up again, but 2 down for Joe McCarthy, the shortstop. He lined to second in the first. Number 3 hitter in the Connection batting order. A run in for the Connection here in the bottom of the third. They trail it 9-1. Both teams trying to get their first victories. So McCarthy can do some damage here with the base hit, but 2 down, the bases loaded. Lives in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. Loaded up, 2 down, the pitch. He laid off a changeup down and away, but didn't lay off enough. It's called a strike. It's 0-1. They're loaded up, but 2 down. Whitmire's 0-1 pitch. Popped up to shallow right field. This could be trouble. It falls in for a base hit. 2 runs will score. Mahaney, who checked into right field's throw came in, but 2 runs aboard on a loop single to right by McCarthy. 2 runs come in on that one, 2 RBIs, 3 runs in the bottom of the third for the Connection. They trail it now 9-3 in the bottom of the third with 2 outs. So McCarthy comes through with a bloop single to right. Starshak scored from third. Servando from second. Cavale went to third. Runners at first and third. 2 down, 3 runs in here in the bottom of the third. It's 9-3, and here's Mall. Quick toss to first by Whitmire. Mall, the cleanup hitter, reached on an error on the second baseman in the second. 2 down, runners at first and third. The pitch way high and outside, and a fastball 1-0. Mall, the cleanup hitter in the Connection order. So 3 runs across for the Connection in the bottom of the third. They trail it 9-3. 1-1 pitch, fastball way high and outside. And it's 2-0, 2 down. Cavalli at third, hit by a pitch. McCarthy at first, single to right, held on by Carey. Whitmire's 2-0 pitch, breaking ball, popped up on the infield. Who wants it? And that is caught by the third baseman, Brown, who came over, and that ends the inning. Mentioned with all the substitutions, trying to make sure we keep track of them, and to make sure that was Brown coming in, the double checking on that. But nevertheless, the catch made, and that ends the inning. But 3 big runs come across for the Connection in the bottom of the third. We head to the top of the fourth, Express leading 9-3. Top of the fourth inning, Express trying to add to a 9-3 lead. And Cenas, the left-hander's first pitch, bounces low and inside. Looked like it hit the batter, Whitmire, who's the pitcher. Looked like it hit him in the foot. So he's aboard at first base to lead off this top of the fourth. The Express got 7 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Connection getting 3 in the bottom of the third inning. So Whitmire, the runner at first base. Appears we're going to have a courtesy runner for the Express. It'll be Todd Wilson running at first base. I guess it's the batter that hit prior to the batter. Ruben Resendiz. Resendiz took over. Now he's going to be at first base. Resendiz will be running at first base for Whitmire. And now Mike Shepard back to the top of the order. He scored a run in the first, reached an air, struck out in the second. Resendiz, the runner at first base, a big lead, held on by Lewis, squaring to bunt, taking high and tight is Shepard, the leadoff hitter. It's 1-0. So top of the fourth. Hour and a half into this ball game, and this is popped up shallow right center field, and it's going to fall in for a base hit, a Texas leaguer. The throw comes back in. I believe Gass remains in center field. A lot of defensive changes. We'll try to keep an eye on those, but left and right in the field. But a Texas League single to center for Shepard. He is 1 for 3. He's on at first. Resendiz at second, running for Whitmire, the pitcher. Here's Scott Hoffman, who's 1 for 2 officially. 2 runs scored, reached on an air, and singled back in the second. Encinas' pitch, breaking ball missed tying outside. It's 1-0. Encinas starting his second full inning of work. He came on in the third for the starter Brian Penn, who went 2 innings, out 8 unearned runs, and that a breaking ball in for a strike. It's 1-1. Top of the fourth, 9-3 Express out of Austin, Texas. Runners at first and second, nobody out. The 1-1 pitch that got away high and outside. It's 2-1. Encinas to the number 2 hitter, catcher Scott Hoffman. The 2-1 offering, again, a breaking ball that stayed low and outside. It's 3-1 on Hoffman. Both teams trying to win their first ball games of the tournament, both 0-1. Encinas from the stretch, the 3-1 pitch. The runner goes, this hammered high and deep down the left side and foul. It's 3-2. So it's 3-2 on Hoffman, the number 2 hitter. In the batting order for the Express, Shepard with good speed at first. Resendez at second, good speed running for Whitmire. Now Encinas, the pitcher, spins and does not throw to second. Express trying to add to a 9-3 lead here in the top of the fourth. The payoff pitch popped up toward right field. Lausch backing up makes the catch for the second, should say the first out of the inning. Let's take a look and double check and see who's in right field. Hoffman popping to right. A lot of substitutions. One down and Lausch remains in right field. Here's Darren Shaw, the number 3 hitter, the left fielder. Walked and scored in the first, reached an error in the second. One down, runners at first and second. Encinas' pitch swung and lined over the shortstop McCarthy in left center field for a base hit. Resendez rounding third. He will score. The throw coming in from Gass, the center fielder. It is 10-3 Express, top of the fourth. Shaw with a line single, picking up an RBI to left center field. Resendez running for Whitmire, scoring from second. Shepard held at second, Shaw on at first. A run in here in the top of the fourth. Express leading 10-0. Or 10-3, beg your pardon. 3 coming across for the connection in the bottom of the third. And now a conference at the mound. And that is the Chuck Person back to the dugout. As well as the third baseman back to third. The conference is over. Run in for the Express, top of the fourth. They lead it 10-3. 1 out, runners at first and second. That fisted back to the mound. Encinas to second for 1. Servando's relay to first is in time. Well, were they going to safe at second? Well, let's get this sorted out here. Well, now they're going to say it was a double play. 1-4-3, and Carey, the batter at first base, not happy with the call, but it's a 1-4-3 double play. Bottom of the fourth inning, 10-3 in favor of the Express out of Austin, Texas. Jeff Whitmire starting his fourth inning of work. The first pitch, Lewis takes a fastball high. It's 1-0. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Lewis, Gonzalez, and Bridges. Scheduled against right-hander Jeff Whitmire, who's only allowed 4 base hits in the ballgame. This swung and fouled into the catcher's mitt of Hoffman. 1-1 on Lewis, who struck out back in the second inning. Connection got 3 in the bottom of the third inning. Express 7 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. The 1-1 pitch that swung on and fouled off the catcher's mask of Hoffman. It's 1-2. Whitmire's 1-2 offering to Lewis. Fastball high, it's 2-2. Lewis, the first baseman for the Connection. The 2-2 delivery. Swung on and missed, chased a breaking ball down and away, and Lewis down on strikes for the second time. There's 1 down. Here's Jose Gonzalez, the third baseman, who singled back in the second inning, was stranded at third base. 1 out, base is empty with the Connection at bat in the bottom of the fourth. They trail it 10-3. Temperatures in the mid-90s. Whitmire pitching a beauty so far. The first pitch, changeup dropped, I guess, a little bit lower. Didn't drop enough. It's a ball, 1-0. Whitmire's next pitch. Fastball in tight, just about hit him. It's 2-0 on Gonzalez. Both teams 0-1, the 2-0 pitch. Gonzalez takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 2-1. Kirk Bridges on deck, first base side for the Connection. 2-1 pitch, line to left for a base hit. Gonzalez 2 for 2 with a pair of line drives to left field. The 5th hit off of Whitmire. So Kirk Bridges, who singled back in the second, will come up. He'd been put into left field. And some substitutions on and off. 1 down, Gonzalez at first, held on by Carey. Pitch, fastball high. It is 1-0 on Bridges. Carey at first base, the first baseman holding Gonzalez on. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball in the dirt, it's 2-0. Kirk Bridges out of Surprise, Arizona, out on the west side. The 2-0 pitch, fastball way high. It's 3-0. Whitmire in his 4th inning of work. Nice alley in right center field for Bridges with Gonzalez at first. A big lead. Shows bunt, takes high and inside, and it's ball 4. And runners at first and second with 1 down for the Connection, who trail at 10-3 here in the bottom of the fourth with 1 down for David Encinas, who's pitched the last 2 innings. He grounded to short back in the second inning. Started in center field. So the Connection, NSEW Connection, that stands for North, South, East, West, players from all over the country. In need of base runners, trailing 10-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch to Encinas. Fastball high, and it's 1-0. Shepard in center field playing very, very shallow. Mentioned with all the substitutions, sometimes defensively hard to keep track a little bit. And that one low and inside, back to Moy, and it gets past Hoffman back to the backstop for a wild pitch. Gonzalez to third, Bridges to second, so a base hit could make it a 10-5 ball game. Connection trailing 10-3, but runners at second and third, and trip out to the mound for the Express. Todd Wilson out. Started at first base talking with Whitmire. Could be tiring here in the bottom of the fourth inning. He's pitched well. (2-0) on Encinas, with runners at second and third. Activity down the left side. Warming up for the Express, Phil Galloway, right-hander wearing number 51. But for right now, Whitmire will stay in the ballgame. Infield playing a little bit in for a play at the plate with runners at second and third and one down. 2-0 pitch to Encinas. Hit him off the fists and fouled back to the netting. It is 2-1. Encinas has pitched the last 2 innings for the Express. Or for the Connection, I should say. He started in center field. Gonzalez at third base, Bridges at second. First base is open, 1 out, bottom of the fourth inning. Connection bat trailing 10-3, the 2-1 pitch. That hit on the ground to short. Resendez up with it. He'll go to first, not in time, and it's an infield single. Good job by Carey at first digging it out. Gonzalez scores from third. RBI for Encinas on the infield single. Bridges holds at second. A run in as Gonzalez comes in on the infield single. It is now 10-4. Express leading the Connection, so a run in for the Connection in the bottom of the fourth. RBI for Encinas. Brings up Ruben Gomez for the first time. So Ruben Gomez will come up for the Connection. Robert Gomez, I apologize. So Jeff has known Robert for 22 years. Robert out of San Diego, California, playing his second year with the NSEW Connection. Jeff has known him for 20 plus years. So Gomez will stand in with runners at first and second, his first at bat of the afternoon. And they're motioning down the left field side for Galloway, the pitcher warming up down the left side for the Express to move down a little bit. So Gomez with his first plate appearance. Bridges at second and Encinas at first to run in the bottom of the fourth for the Connection. They trail at 12-4 or 10-4 with 1 out. Whitmire in his fourth inning of work. The first pitch, changeup, missed a little bit high to Gomez. And it's 1-0. Gomez, 63 years old. Whitmire spins and does not throw to second as Bridges back. This ball game just about an hour and 45 minutes long. 3 hours is the limit. Runners at first and second with 1 out. The 1-0 pitch. Gomez takes low. It's 2-0. Gomez loves the Padres and Jose Altuve. Same height, Altuve. The next pitch, that high and tight. Scoreboard showing 2-1. Shepard playing shallow in center. Mahaney shallow and right. Whitmire's 2-1 pitch swung on and bounced on 1 hop to the shortstop Resendez, who bobbled it for a second. Safe at second base. The relay throw from Craig, the second baseman, gets past. Carey at first. They'll be safe all the way around. So Gomez safe at first base on the fielder's choice. Be a fielding error on Resendez, the shortstop. Bridges holds at third. And Cenas at second, Gomez at first. They're loaded up and a big opportunity with one down here in the bottom of the fourth for connection. They trail it 10-3. And we may have a pitching change. Another pitching warming up down the left side is Darren Shaw, who is scheduled to start. We're going to take a timeout. Difficulties out here. Top of the fifth inning, the Express leading by a score of 10-4 over the NSEW connection. The Express at bat, 2 down here in the top of the fifth. Brown grounded to short. Crombar walked. He was thrown out trying to steal second. Stauffer reached on a fielding error. He went to second, and then Todd Wilson walked. And Cenas remains on the mound here in the top of the fifth inning. There is 2 down, runners at first and second. A courtesy runner at first base for the Express. And the first pitch, changeup low and outside to Bert Von Romer, who was 2 for 2, a pair of singles and an RBI. Stauffer at second, a runner at first for Todd Wilson. It is R.C. Brown running at first base. 2 down, top of the fifth inning here at Tempe Diablo Stadium, south of the Phoenix Metroplex. And the 0-1 pitch is in the dirt, dug out by Star Shack. It is 1-1. In that bottom of the fourth, when we had the interference with the internet, the connection posted a run, and Galloway, the left-hander, had come in for the Express, or the right-hander. Quick toss to first is not in time, as Brown back ahead of the tag of Lewis, and he is getting up a little bit slow at first base. So R.C. Brown at first running, courtesy running. He appears to be all right, but a bunch of people coming out and checking on him. But all is well. So R.C. Brown, after the throw from the catcher Starshak to first base, is fine at first. He is at first. Stauffer at second base with 2 down. The runners go. The 2-1 pitch way high and outside. It'll be a double steal with no throw. Stauffer at third. R.C. Brown at second base. The count 2-1 on Von Romer. Started in left field. The next pitch. Change-up curve missed high and out, or high and inside. It's 3. Well, that is ball 4. Hard to read that scoreboard, even with the batter for a moment thought it was only ball 3, but they are loaded up now. Loaded up and 2 outs. The Express going to try to break this wide open. Jeff Dainton. Jeff Dainton, a left-handed hitter, will come up with 2 down and the bases loaded for the Express. Dainton started at shortstop. They're loaded up, 2 outs, lefty on lefty, and that ball inside gets away from Starchek, but not far enough for the runners to advance. It's 1-0. We're in the top of the 5th. It is 10-4. Express. Connection needing an out here to alleviate any other damage. They're loaded up with 2 down. The 1-0 pitch, change-up curve in for a strike on the inside corner. It's 1-on-1. Then a lefty-lefty situation. Next pitch, fastball high and tight, 2-1 on Dainton. No place to put Dainton. With the bases loaded and 2 outs, the 2-1 pitch. Low and inside, gets away from the catcher Starshak, but again, not far enough away for the runner at third base, Stauffer, to come in. Stauffer reached on an error on the second baseman. He's at third. R.C. Brown running for Wilson is on at second base. Von Romer is at first. They're loaded up, and that 3-1 pitch is high and tight. It walks in a run. Stauffer comes in from third base. It's now 11-4 Express, top of the 5th inning. So Dainton walks with the bases loaded, and this may be enough for David Nsew. They may have seen enough. It'll be Adam Maul, a left-hander, to come in to pitch for Nsew and the connection. So Nsew goes 2 2/3 innings, but leaves with the bases loaded. A run in here in the top of the 5th. The Express leading it by a score of 11-4. There's 2 outs and the bases loaded. So Adam Maul, 59 years old, a left-hander originally from Brooklyn, New York, currently resides in Scottsdale. So Maul on in relief here in the top of the 5th for the Express. Third pitcher of record for the NSEW connection. It's Penn and Nsew, now Adam Maul for the connection. Express leading 11-4. Bases remain loaded here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. This game just over 2 minutes, or should say 2 hours old, 2 hours and 5 minutes. Ruben Resendez Started at second base, went over to shortstop. He will come up with the bases loaded. Dainton at first. R.C. Brown courtesy running. He's at third, and a runner at second base, Von Romer. That one is downstairs, 1-0. No place to put Resendez with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Maul's next pitch swung and rolled foul. Sharply rolled outside the third base bag. It's 1-1. Express trying to maybe put this one out of reach for the connection, as it's 11-4 here, top of the fifth, in favor of the Express. 2 down, and you've got the bases loaded. A base hit here would do a lot of damage. Would extend the lead. Lausch playing shallow in right field. Gass shades his eyes in shallow left center. The 2-1 pitch to Resendez. Fastball missed high, and it's 3-1. Check that 2-1. Hard to read that scoreboard up there. The 2-1 pitch. Sharp breaking ball low and outside. Now it's 3-1. Good stop by Starshak, the catcher. No place to put Resendez with the bases loaded and 2 down for the Express. Good pitch to hit here at 3-1. Here it comes. That swung and lifted in the air towards left center field. Could be trouble, but tracked down by Gass, the center fielder, in left center. A big catch in left center field. That ends the inning. So the Express leave the bases loaded, but they pick up a run in the top of the fifth. The end of 4.5 complete here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. The Express lead the connection by a score of 11-4. Bottom of the fifth inning, Express leading the connection by a score of 11-4, and the first pitch is lined towards right field, and it falls in for a base hit. So a leadoff single here to start the bottom of the fifth inning. So Greg Goodman leading off this bottom of the fifth inning, his first at bat with a line single to right field, hit the first pitch off of Galloway. Goodman hitting almost 600 on APN. And a courtesy runner at first base is Joe Short running at first, and that ball is popped up foul first base side and into the dugout. So Short running at first base for Goodman. And Pino Servando, the leadoff hitter in the NSEW order, 0 for 2, and he's in the hole 0-1 with nobody out. Short running at first base for Goodman. Phil Galloway on the mound for the Express after Whitmire going 3 1/3. Wilson at first holds the runner. The 0-1 pitch fouled back, and it is 0-2 on Pino Servando. Express got 7 under in the first. They got a run in the second, run in the third, run in the fourth, run in the fifth. Connection getting 3 in the bottom of the third, a run in the fourth. We are in the bottom of the fifth inning. Express leading 11-4. Both teams trying to get their first victories out here in the World Series. Short the runner at first, running for Goodman, who singled to right. There is nobody out. Galloway's 0-2 pitch off the fists and lifted in the air to center field. Could be trouble. It falls in for a base hit. And Crombar fields it on one hop, and back-to-back singles by Goodman and Servando. And Connection in business here in the bottom of the fifth. They need base runners as they trail it 11-4. Here's Vince Cavalli, who is hitting in the 2 spot. Struck out in the first, hit by a pitch in the third. Wilson, the first baseman, playing in on the infield grass at first with runners at first and second. And a fastball off, well, it caught the outside edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Connection needing some base runners, trailing 11-4 here in the bottom of the fifth. Galloway from the stretch, the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball a little bit low, and it's 1-1 on Cavalli. Cavalli grew up in the Phoenix area. Runners at first and second with nobody out. The 1-1 pitch swung and laced on the ground, past Brown at third base, into left field. They're waving their runner around third base, and it's juggled by the shortstop, Dainton. A risky move, but it pans out as Connection posts a run here in the bottom of the fifth. They trail at 11-5. Cavalli with a smash single to left. 3 consecutive hits against Galloway. Servando holds up at second. Short scoring from second base, running for Goodman. 3 consecutive hits for the Connection, and they're in business here in the bottom of the fifth. They trail it 11-5. Here's McCarthy, who has 2 RBIs. He's hit the ball hard twice. 1 for 2, the number 3 hitter in the order. Nobody out, runners at first and second, and Galloway spins. Does not throw to second. Servando not getting too far off. 3 consecutive hits for the Connection. McCarthy, the number 3 hitter in the batting order. Galloway's pitch, breaking ball a little bit, well, late strike. It's 0-1. McCarthy lives in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. Wilson, the first baseman, playing in the grass at first, and that one swung on and missed. It is 0-2 on McCarthy. McCarthy plays in 3 baseball leagues. He's 60 years old. From Chicago, Servando at second, Cavalli at first. This swung on and just getting a piece of it at home plate to stay alive is McCarthy. A run in here in the bottom of the fifth for the Connection. They trail it 11-5. 3 consecutive singles here in the bottom of the fifth to lead it off for the Connection. Galloway came in the 4th inning and retired the last 2 batters to get out of a bases-loaded jam. His 0-2 pitch, fastball high and away to McCarthy. It's 1-2. So the Connection trying to make some noise here in the bottom of the fifth, trailing 11-5. Nobody out, runners at first and second. Middle of the batting order coming up. The 1-2 pitch way outside, 2-2 to McCarthy.
Is that a slur?
I don't know what they call pitches these days. There's a lot of different. I'm still use terms, I guess just call me old school. The 2-2 pitch, the runner from second goes. This is fouled back. You don't hear much about the spitball anymore. Ball, ball. So a couple of power hitters on deck for the Connection. Adam Mall, the cleanup hitter who pitched the last inning, and Kevin Lewis, the first baseman, await on deck for the Connection. 2-2 on McCarthy with runners at first and second and nobody out. Now spinning Galloway and does not throw to second. Resendez over there is Servando. They're trying to hold him close. Bottom of the fifth inning, Express leading 11-5. Connection with an opportunity here in the bottom of the fifth. The run in. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Some high heat tied him up, and McCarthy down on strikes. An important strikeout for Galloway. One down. Here's the pitcher, Adam Mall, who came in to pitch, the third pitcher of record for the Connection in that last inning. He's the cleanup hitter and officially 0 for 2, reached on an error and popped to third. Galloway's pitch swung and missed, and it's 0-1. So Galloway trying to minimize the damage here in the bottom of the fifth. He's only given up the one run. The 0-2 pitch, the runners go. This one tapped foul outside of third. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch to Mall, swung and hit on the ground to third. Brown has it, steps on third, the throw to first in time for a 5-3 double play. And just like that, Galloway works out of the inning. So the Connection only picking up a run here in the bottom of the fifth. They do it on 3 leadoff singles. They stranded one, no errors. Head to the top of the sixth. Express continue to lead 11-5 over the Connection. Top of the 6th inning, the Express leading by a score of 11-5. Left-hander Adam Maul will face the leadoff batter here in the top of the 5th for the Express. Kevin Craig wearing 32. First pitch low and outside, 1-0 to Craig. Craig's first at bat in the ball game, I believe. Maul's 1-0 pitch. Hit the outside corner, it's 1-1. Express got 7 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth. Breaking ball missed way outside, it's 2-1 on Craig. Craig to be followed by Mahaney. Steve Mahaney on deck. 2-1 pitch, changeup swung on and missed. It's 2-2. Connection scored 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the 5th inning. 2-2 on Craig. The next pitch popped up shallow right center field, and a long run. It's off the glove of Encinas, who went from pitcher into center field and not able to make that catch. Craig is aboard to lead off the top of the 6th inning. Again, that sun is tough out there. Looking back into that sun, the Arizona high sky probably got Encinas on that one. Steve Mahaney comes to the plate. He took over in right field a couple of innings ago. Nobody out, a runner at first, and a fastball in the outside corner by Maul. It's 0-1. Mahaney making his first plate appearance. Craig, the runner at first, held on by Lewis, and a courtesy toss over to first. Back in time is Craig, nothing doing. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. We're almost at the 2.5-hour mark. Ball's 0-1 pitch, popped up right field. Could be trouble. Welsh a long run, and it falls in for a base hit. So runners aboard at first and second with nobody out as a pop single to right by Mahaney. Nobody out. Here's Mike Shepard back to the top of the order for the Express. He's officially 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. Top of the 6th inning, it's 11-5 Express. They're just trying to add some more padding to their lead. Nobody out, lefty on lefty. Maul, the third pitcher of record for the Connection. That fastball high and tight backed him away. Craig at second, Mahaney at first. Particularly this time of the afternoon, that sun in the west gets very tough, and this a big swing and a miss. High fastball, 1-1. They shade him around to the right in the outfield in shallow, but the sun will be an issue in the outfield. The 1-1 pitch again swung on and missed. And Cenas back in center field had trouble with the sun on that past one. The 1-2 offering. That one a little looper towards the second base bag. Grabbed by McCarthy, the shortstop. He flips to Servando at second base, and they force out Mahaney going from first to second. It's a fielder's choice for Shepard. Here in the 6th inning, there's one down. One out, runners at first and third. Shepard at first, Craig at third. Here's the number 2 hitter catcher Scott Hoffman, who's officially 1 for 3, 2 runs scored. 11-5 Express, top of the 6th inning, out of Austin, Texas. Both teams trying to win their first ball game. Maul's first pitch, good fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Temperatures in the mid-90s, really not all that bad. I guess it got to 100 in Austin the other day. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball that stayed high and outside, 1-1 on Hoffman.
candidate for expansion in Major League Baseball.
They're talking about, don't they have 32 already?
30,
How many are they going to do?
32.
That one popped up on the infield. Servando, the second baseman, is under it. It falls. Throw to second, and it gets past McCarthy, the shortstop, into left field, and coming in to score on the throwing error is Craig. It's now 12-5 Express. Jeff, would that have applied for the infield fly rule? You don't even hear about that much anymore. If there's a runner at first? Run in for the Express here in the top of the sixth. They lead it 12-5. One out, runners at first and second. The pitch, breaking ball, stayed high and outside to Darren Shaw. Hoffman aboard on the fielder's choice. Shepard, the runner at second. A run in here in the top of the sixth for the Express. Maul's 1-0 pitch. The runner goes from second to third. It's a strike. The throw to third base by Penn, who is now the catcher. Gets away at third base from Gonzalez. It's a double steal. Shepard goes to third. Hoffman to second. Penn now is the catcher. It was called a ball, 2-0 on Darren Shaw, the left fielder, officially 1 for 3, an RBI single and a run scored. The 2-0 pitch. That one chopped towards short, backing up. It's going to be trouble off the glove of McCarthy. A run will score. And it is now 13-5. Express here in the top of the sixth. A base hit on the infield for Shaw. Hoffman goes and holds at third. Shepard scored from third. Shaw at first, he's 2 for 3, and here's Erik Carey. Erik Carey officially 1 for, or I should say 0 for 2, including a run scored. 2 runs in here in the top of the sixth. It is 13-5 Express. They're sitting pretty here with just half hour to go in this ball game. Penn out to the mound to talk with Maul. And it appears that McCarthy will come out, the shortstop. Lausch will take over at shortstop. Obviously, he's not in right field anymore. A lot of substitutions, again, defensively. You know, beg your pardon if there's a mistake here or there. Runners at first and third, scoring to bunt. Carey, the runner from first, takes off. It's a strike and no throw as Shaw steals second. Short is in right field. Lausch at shortstop. The 0-1 pitch is in for a strike. It is 0-2 with 1 down, and the Express with runners at second and third. Maul's next pitch. Breaking ball missed tying outside. It's 1-2. Infield playing in for a play at the plate. With 1 out, 2 runs in the top of the sixth for the Express. They lead it 13-5. Sitting pretty here in that top of the sixth inning. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, hammered high and deep down the left field line. It is a foul ball into the corner. 340 down the line. Msbl, the third pitcher of record for the connection. Penn started, and Cenas pitched second, and now Msbl, the left-hander, trying to get out of this little jam here for the connection. The 1-2 pitch, fastball outside, 2-2 on the cleanup hitter Erik Carey. Hoffman at third, Shaw at second. 2 runs in for the Express in the top of the 6th. They lead it 13-5. The 2-2 pitch. Low and outside. Penn gobbles it up. It's 3-2. Express got 7 unearned runs in the first. That kind of set the tone for this one. Sent 10 men to the plate. Ball's payoff pitch. Low and outside. First base is open, but now Carey takes it. They're loaded up for R.C. Brown, the third baseman. So the Express threatening to really blow this one out. Brown officially 0 for 3 with a run scored, the number 5 hitter, and played a lot of third base today. Ruben Resendez will be the courtesy runner at first for Carey. So Msbl in a jam here in the top of the 6th. The Express leading 13-5, but the base is loaded and just 1 down for the number 5 hitter, R.C. Brown. Msbl's pitch way high and outside, grabbed by Penn. It's 1-0. Infield playing in at the, well, all over for a play at the plate. Again, there's a time limit on this game. After 3 hours, they cannot start another inning. Right now, we're 2 hours and about 35 minutes into this one. 3:05. I guess we're on Pacific time / Mountain. The 1-0 pitch, swung and hammered high in the inner right. Short is under it, makes the catch for the second out of the inning, but tagging at third is Hoffman. He will come in to score to make it 14-5 Express. 2 down, Hoffman tagging from third. It's a sac fly and an RBI for Brown. And now it's Chris Crombar, who has walked twice and struck out, hitting in the 6th spot with runners at first and second, but now 2 outs. 3 runs in for the Express in the top of the 6th. They lead it 14-5. Msbl from the stretch. Pitch to Crombar. Fastball, I guess, a little bit downstairs. It is 1-0. (14-5) Express. The 1-0 pitch. Change up in for a strike, and it's 1-1 on Crombar. Hitting in the 6th spot for the Express. Shaw at second, Resendez at first, running for Carey, and this one hitting the inner right, and Short is over to make the catch to end the inning. Crombar flies to right, but in the top of the 6th, the Express pick up 3 runs, and they do it on 2 base hits, no errors, and they strand 2. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 14-5, Express over the Lausch comes to bat here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Express leading it by a score of 14-5. And the first pitch from Galloway in for a strike. And it is 0-1. So Lausch started in right field. And he's not hit yet, according to the stats. Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the sixth inning, 14-5 in favor of the Express, and that foul down the right field side. Activity in the bullpen down the right side for the Connection. I believe it's Starshak, but that's way down into the corner. He was the catcher to start things off. Oh, 2 on Lausch. Next pitch. Tried to check his swing, a delayed strike 3, and Lausch not really happy with the call, but it is strike 3 looking. Here's Jose Gonzalez. One down, Gonzalez, a pair of line singles to left and scored a run. There's one down. Kirk Bridges, the number 7 hitter on deck for the Connection. Galloway's pitch, fastball high and outside, 1-0. Galloway starting his second full inning of work, came in relief in the 4th inning for the starter Whitmire. Galloway's 0-1 pitch, change up and strike. A nice job by Hoffman to frame that on the outside. It's 1-1. One down, base is empty. Galloway from the stretch, the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball low and outside, 2-1. 14-5 Express here in the bottom of the 6th. Connection batting with one out, the base is empty. Galloway ahead on the count, 2-1. Here's the next pitch. That one swung on foul right back by us. Nearly hit the mother of came up and was close to Brian Penn's mother over here sitting. The 2-2 pitch fouled back into the screen. It remains 2-2. Express got 7 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth. Connection got 3 in the bottom of the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the 5th inning. We're in the bottom of the 6th. The Austin Express leading 14-5. Two hours and 41 minutes into this. Again, it's on a time limit, 3 hours. The 2-2 pitch swung and foul tipped into the catcher's mitt of Hoffman. It's strike 3, 2 consecutive strikeouts. 3 of the last 4 have been struck out by Galloway. There's 2 down for Kirk Bridges, who's walked and singled. So on the 3-hour time limit, they cannot start a brand new inning at the 3-hour mark. 2 outs, base is empty. Pitch to Bridges. Missed off the outside edge on a fastball. It's 1-0. David Encinas on deck for the Connection, first base side. 1-0 pitch swung and fouled at home plate, 1-1. Both teams trying to get their first victories of this tournament. They're both 0-1. With all that traffic behind right field and I-10 heading towards Tucson, it doesn't make a whole lot of noise. The 1-1 pitch, at least not from over here. On the tape, it sounds like rushing water. The 2-1 pitch. That one a little bit low, and it's 3-1 on Bridges. 2 down, bases empty, bottom of the 6th. Connection trailing 14-5. Galloway has struck out 2 in a row in this inning, looking to strike out the side. 3-1 pitch to Bridges. Caught the inside corner for a strike, 3-2. Huge gap in right center field for Bridges as they shade him around to the left. Mahaney playing shallow in right field. A payoff pitch, breaking ball fouled back. Spring training home of the Los Angeles Angels. You'd have to kind of add up how many times they've changed the name. Not the Angels, but the 3-2 pitch high and inside, and that's ball 4 as Bridges aboard with a 2-out walk. Four or 5 times.
California to Los Angeles Angels, and then Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, back to LA.
I think the longest period that it was the California Angels. Bridges at first, the pitch to Encina, swung on line the opposite way. It falls in for a base hit. Van Romer over to pick it up, and Bridges holding at second base, an opposite field single for Encinas. He is 2 for 3. So a pair of runners aboard for the Connection in the bottom of the 6th. With 2 down after a pair of strikeouts, Bridges walked and Encinas singled. And A.J. Hampton comes to the plate. He singled and scored in the 3rd. Connection batting in the bottom of the 6th, trailing 14-5. Breaking ball missed low and inside, and it's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss, appeared to be a changeup. It's 1-1. Dead red fastball. Runners at first and second, 2 down for the Connection. Though spinning, they've got Bridges hung up between first and second, or I should say second and third, and he's in the pickle. Chased him back to second base, and he is out. Tagged out by Dayton, and that is the end of the inning as Bridges picked off at second base. No runs for the Connection in the bottom of the 6th inning. They get a hit. No errors, 1 man left. We head to the top of the 7th inning with the Express leading the Connection 14-5. Top of the 7th inning, a 14-5 lead for the Express. The Express comes to bat against the brand new pitcher, right-hander Mike Starshak, out of Evergreen Park, Illinois, a south suburb of Chicago, and the fastball swung and popped up near third. Gonzalez shielding his eyes and makes the catch. And that is Stauffer who popped to third. Starshak lives up in Green Lake, Wisconsin. It's in rural central Wisconsin. It's probably, it's southwest of Green Bay, near Ripon, if anybody knows where that is. If you know where Oshkosh, just people know where Green Bay is, so just go about maybe, I'd say it's 50 miles southwest. Starshak's first pitch is downstairs. It's 1-0. On Todd Wilson with one out and the base is empty. Starshak's next pitch fouled back. It is 1-1, I should say. Starshak's 1-1 pitch to Wilson. Fastball is tied 2-1. Top of the 7th inning, Express leading 14-5. Austin Express out of Austin, Texas. With one out and the base is empty. The 2-1 pitch swung and hammered towards right field, but right at the right fielder short, who I believe is still over there. I should double check. There's been a lot of defensive changes. And in right field, it is Joe Short still who made that catch in right. So Starshak, first two batters he faces are eliminated. Here's Bert Von Romer with two out and the base is empty. Breaking ball missed or caught the outside edge for a strike. It is 0-1. Starshak, 60 years old, playing baseball for almost 50 years. Semi-retiring in 2000. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball stayed inside, 1-1. Moved up to Wisconsin to raise a family and returned to the game in 2015. Says hello to daughters Christine and Trista's son Michael. Plays in Madison and Milwaukee also. His 1-1 pitch fouled straight back on a changeup curve, 1-2. Two outs, base is empty. It's 1-2 on Von Romer, who started in left field to start this ball game for the Express. Top of the 7th, Express leading 14-5. Again, we're 22 minutes after 3 o'clock our time, which is Pacific time, but it's 2 hours and 42 minutes into the ball game. All right, up, this swung and hit off the fist, but hit well into left center field. And over to make a one-handed catch is Bridges. Double check who took over in left field. And I would guess, actually, it was Encinas who made that catch as he shifted over to left field. Bill Galloway starts his third full inning of work. He came on relief of Whitmire in the fourth inning. And the Connection comes to bat trailing 14-5 here in the bottom of the seventh inning. Galloway from the stretch, and that one down and in. Sun is certainly getting bad in the outfield. The one pitch swung and fouled back. A.J. Hampton is the batter. He singled and scored back in the third inning. 1-1 on the powerful left-handed hitter. Changeup missed low and outside to Hampton. It is 2-1. Express got 7 unearned runs in the first, and they've led all the way here to the bottom of the seventh inning, leading 14-5. 2-1 pitch to Hampton, hit in the air to left. Van Romer is there and makes the catch. Let's make sure he's still in the ball game out there. Krombar is now in left field, so Krombar making that catch out in left. So a lot of changes, people moving around. 1 out, base is empty. And that one in for a strike. It's 0-1. Mike Starshak, who started the behind the plate and then pitched a perfect last inning, takes the 0-1 pitch, popped up towards second. This could be trouble, and it falls in for a base hit. Resendez out in front of that one. And coming in was Steve Mahaney, and they let it drop. Again, that Sun very difficult out in right field. I guess this is the first time he's gotten up. Yeah, there's an 0-4, but Brian Penn will come to the plate for the Connection. First plate appearance, he was the starting pitcher for the Connection. A little bit of a conference, checking with the home plate umpire just to check and see and continuing checking between the Connection and the Express. Something to do with who's played and this and that. And the ball game is essentially in the bag for the Express, leading 14-5, but I guess trying to keep track of everything. 1 down, runner at first base, and Galloway a courtesy toss to first as Carey back at first base, holding the runner Starshak on at first. Penn was a starting pitcher and went 2 innings for the Connection. That one swung and hit high in the air towards left center field, and the catch, it's over the head of the center fielder. Let's make sure we see who's, again, that Sun had to be difficult out in center field. And Shepard is back in center field, but again, that a difficult catch with that Sun. It'll be a base hit for Penn, runners at first and second. There'll be a courtesy runner at first for Penn. There is one down. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. This will be the last inning. A.J. Hampton will be the courtesy runner at first for Penn. Runners at first and second, one down. It is 3:30 right now, the 3-hour limit, so this will be the last at bat. This swung and lined up through the middle for a base hit by James Gass, and he is 2 for 2. So Gass, a line single back through the box, and the bases are loaded and one down for the connection here in the bottom of the 7th. Need a lot of base runners back to the top of the order with Pino Servando, who is 1 for 3. The bases are loaded, one down. Connection batting in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 14-5. So down by 9 runs. Servando singled his last time at bat in the 5th. Galloway's pitch, a breaking ball in for a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. So unless the connection score 9 to tie it up, this one will be over quick, but this one popped up on the infield, shortstop side, and losing it again in the sun. It falls in for a base hit, but wisely picking up and throwing to third for the force out at third base. There is 2 down. It was Jeff Dainton, the shortstop, who they're going to call it a double play, infield fly rule and the double play. So that is the ball game. The infield fly rule is in which you don't hear that talked about that much anymore. The connection comes up empty in the bottom of the 7th, and the Austin Express win this ball game by a score of 14-5. The connection dropped to 0-2. The Express even their record at 1-1. So for Jeff Lowery, I'm Erik Andersson. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. The final score, 14-6. I understand a run coming across for the connection there on that last play of the ball game. A little bit of confusion on that, but again, the Express beating the connection by a score of 14-6. I'm Erik Andersson for Jeff Lowery. So long.